Hey, I'm Namesh and I build apps using AI. Over the last 6 months, I've built more than 13 apps using AI. And it's just not me. If you are on this video, then you probably know about Cursor or Windsurf. And there are so many people on the internet who are now building cool stuff using all of these apps. And that's really awesome. But the downside of that exact same thing is now you are competing with thousands of people for the app that you wanted to create. And you need to stand out amongst that crowd. One thing that really helps when you're trying to stand out is the aesthetics of your landing page. Let's take this website for an example. So if you go on the website, the text overlaps with the image on the home screen. The rest of the website also does not have a very consistent design language. And overall, the website does not look very appealing. No offense, but this website is not a place where I will actually spend money. And this is more and more true for SaaS products. If you look at companies like Loom and others, their website looks stellar. Their websites are really, really slick. All of the buttons have a very cute hover effect. There are a lot of moving elements on the page. All of this just convinces people to buy the product and they feel that this is a product that would be a breeze to use. So in this video, I'm gonna take you from the scratch. This is one of the landing pages that I created for one of the products that I'm launching, and this is built end to end using Cursor. Although this product works and there is a huge market who would want to use a tool like this, the landing page just looks very, very plain. It is not something that anyone would pay for. Now let me show you what is the end result of this video, what we were able to bake out of it. So this is the final version of the landing page that we create throughout this video. So if you come on this page, then this page has a very nice gradient on the top that disappears when you scroll. Then the font also has a little bit of gradient. Then if you go over these buttons, it has a very cute hover effect. Then there is a GIF showing what exactly the product does. Then there is a how it works session that switches on its own. So people would be staying on this segment. This would just increase the amount of time someone is spending on the website. Then there's a pricing section. The pricing section again has a very unique hover effect where the boxes themselves are moving, same as with the buttons. So this also gives a very nice touch to the website. And finally, there is a about us section over here. Every button has a hover effect. There is also a footer on the site that makes it look much more professional. So I would be showing you how we would be going from this to this in a matter of 25 to 30 minutes. So let's get into the video. Now, when I look at this website, the first thing is the hero section looks really bland. It feels like that, there is no visual over here. There is a lot of text on the page and I just don't feel like reading so much. So first thing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go inside this product and I'm just gonna film myself while doing it and create a small video out of it. So I just recorded a quick video and you can see the GIF that I created. So there's this small GIF that I created while using this entire product. This is a transcription tool. So I just show up myself uploading a video. Then I will just ask Cursor to implement this on the hero section. Include this GIF on the hero section. And I will send it and let's wait while Cursor just adds it on the homepage. Taking a quick pause here. Are you a founder who's looking to build your own app, but learning coding is really overwhelming for you at this point, and you don't want to pay a MVP agency $5,000 and still wait 6 weeks to get your MVP back? Then I have something for you. I recently created a guide that helps you learn how you can build your own apps using AI coding tools like Lovable and ChatGPT and Cursor. And all of it requires no coding from you. And this guide takes you from an absolute beginner to someone who can launch an MVP within 2 days and someone who can create a full-fledged product within a week. Over here, I would be covering everything from creating a SEO optimized page to integrating OpenAI Cloud APIs within your product, authenticating users with email, Google, or their phone numbers, deploying the app on a custom domain, setting up a backend using Superbase, and collecting payments with Stripe. There are two options. Either you can get the entire course for $179, or you can opt for unlimited support with me that would cost you $449. This is the pricing for only the next 20 slots, and this will increase as soon as we hit 120 sales. The reason is we want to keep the quality of the support and the community consistent. So it sort of is a full package if you're trying to create an app. This include all the lessons that I have learned myself while I was creating apps using AI over the last 6 months. This is for someone who don't want to waste 6 months. This will just help you get started within 4 hours and you can start creating your product. Check it out, it's in the description of the video. See you on the other side. Now back to the video. This definitely has a good clean feel, but I would want to add some more things to it. So for that, there are already a lot of components that a lot of designers have created that exist on the web that you can use within your apps. One of such repository is 21st Dev. So 21st Dev is a place where you can find a lot of these components. They have a lot of components here that design engineers have created themselves and they use within their product. And they have just put it out there for anyone to use within their app. So how this works is that within your website, for example, let's say we would have to change the way our hero looks right now. We would want to make it a bit more flashy or add a small elements here and there. Then I will just go on this website 21st.dev and I will look for hero components over here. So I will go to the heroes tab, and when I click over here, it will show me all the options within the hero segment that the contributors have put up. And when you just scroll on top of one of these, you will see the entire thing animate. So you will see that how it will look within your product. So since our website is very much white and it has a placeholder for a video at the top, I would want a template that would work on a white background and that will have a placeholder for putting up a video. So what I will do is I will go through this page, and I think this one matches our website really well. So this with the white background with a small blue gradient looks really well to me. So I will just click on open component here. So this will redirect me to the component page where there are all the config details of this exact page. Right now, what we would be doing is we would be just copying this prompt from here. So while copying this prompt, what you can do is you can just share additional context around your project here. I will just mention we need to use this in the hero section of our page, and I will just specify some of the details. I will mention that the image that we already have on our hero section, we want to use this. We want to use that image in this new component that we are exporting. So we have copied the prompt with the additional context that we wanted to share. So now let's try implementing this. Let's go back to our cursor and I will open up a new chart tab here. And I will just tag the pages that cursor needs to look at for editing this. I will tag the index page and I will also tag the animation that we were talking about. So I will just tag this animation as well here so that it knows which clip we were talking about. And now I will just drop the entire prompt. And along with the entire prompt, I will also drop this important detail. I will mention, please note that we want to use the same details of current homepage. We just want to copy the design of the above element in our hero section so that it does not change things like text or the URL on the button. So let's make this change and let's try running this prompt again. So I see that it's done making the changes. So let's go and review this once. Wow, this looks very, very nice. Much more better than earlier. I like how it has copied this gradient on the top really well, which just goes away when you're scrolling. Then the font looks really amazing, but I just like how it understood that our entire app is black. So that's why I use black instead of blue as it has used here. So that looks pretty cool. And then we have this entire element here. I'm pretty happy with the change. Now the next thing that comes up is we also want the rest of the page to also match this entire hero section. And I feel that the features section right now looks very plain. So what I will do over here is I will go back to 21st and I will just go to this creator. So this is created by Seraphim. So if I look at other designs that this creator is using, most probably I will find something that fits well with the homepage. So I will just look at other components. So let's look at use cases. So this is actually the hero with mockup that we are using. Then if we look at other designs, he has some feature section designs, but I don't find anything that fits really well with our website. So I will go back to the home page. I think this element will go really well with our page. It basically changes as someone is on the website. So I will just open this component. I will copy the prompt. Again, I will add some details that mention that we want to integrate this on the features section of our home page. And we don't want it to change any text on our page, but we want it to just adapt this new design with the current text. So I will just copy this prompt along with the note that I added, and I will open up a new composer window here and I will just paste it. I will again add the home page over here so that it knows which page we are talking about. And if I go back on the page, I see that on the page we have a bit more text than what this element would be able to hold. So create two-liner descriptions of every feature so that it can fit in the new design we are creating. Along with that, I also see that it needs images within these elements. So over here, I will mention use placeholder images for now, and we will add actuals later. So that being said, now this part is done. So let's send this prompt and see that how it changes feature section. Another thing I would want to mention is make sure you are only changing the feature section basis. This don't change anything else. So I see that it has finished making the changes. So let's go check the website. So if I go to the feature section, the font on the top looks fine, how it works. But I think there is a lot of fade on the sides that I don't want. I think it was there on the component itself. That's why it added it here. But it does not fit very well with our website because we already have a little bit of fade on the top. So we don't want to add more fade over here. And along with that, it has also not removed the existing feature cards from here. So I will ask it to make both of these changes. Remove the feature cards from the past design. They are not needed. So we will make these changes one by one. We don't want to complicate our instructions for cursor, or if we just tell it multiple things at the same time, it might just trip and we won't know where it made that mistake. So okay, now it has removed the other feature section that we had. Now let's round to remove the fade effect that it has. So I see that it has removed the fade effect from the text, but I'm not sure if it has removed it from the images. Or the reason could be the image itself has some fade from the edges, because I see that this image does not have a fade on the top like how it used to be in the past. This might be one of those cases, but for now I will just keep it this way. Now the next thing I would do is I want this section to look like the rest of the section. So I wanted to use almost similar font as we have used in the hero section over here. So I will ask it to use the same font, and apart from that, the background color is also different for this section. So let's make both of these changes. Please make this section blend in font style and make the background color also same the hero section. So it has made those changes, and now this looks something like this. The background color difference is gone, and now the font looks very similar to the heading. So this looks nice. There are still a couple of things I would want to do. I would want to make the center aligned, how it works, and I would want to increase this distance by a couple of inches. I would just want to double it. So I will just prompt cursor, make the spacing below how it works text 2x of what it is right now. So when you're working with cursor and you want it to change the spacing somewhere rather than being vague by saying things like can you increase it by a bit or reduce it by a bit, it's best to give it exact instructions. Make it 0.75x or make it 1.5x so that it can make the change specifically, and you can also adjust it. So in the next prompt, if it's too much, we can ask it to do it 1.75x, or it's too little, then we can ask it to do 2.5, something like that. But yeah, this distance looks accurate, and since the rest of the headings would also be center aligned over here, so that's why I will also make how it works center aligned. So now the font is center aligned and the page looks much more better. After we put in the images over here, this would look even better. And we would be doing the same exercise for the pricing section and the about us section. So for pricing also, I will just follow the same thing. I will go over here. I will look for one of the components that might look well over here. So on the left, I will select the pricing section, and let's see which one would fit our use case well. I'm looking for a grid that has basically a place for a free plan and then 2 other plans, so a total of 3 plans. So I like this component. This looks a bit different, and we can just remove this part from here. Then the rest of the thing would also match the vibe of a website. So let me just grab this from here. So what I will do is I will follow the same thing. I will copy this prompt. I will add it here. We want to replace the pricing section on our website with this component. We just want to copy the design scheme of this component while keeping the details of the plans and redirect links same as before. I will just copy this prompt and I will drop it in a new window in my cursor. I will also link the home page just like I did earlier. So I will just drop the prompt here and let's run this. Also, I will add one line over here. Since we want to use same fonts as we are using on the rest of the website, I will mention please use the same fonts that we are using on the hero section so that the design is consistent throughout the page. So it says it has made the changes, but I cannot find them on the home page. So what I will do is I will just ask it, can you please figure out why changes are not reflected on the home page? Just so that I don't have to basically go into my inspect element and look at what is being implemented right and what is wrong. I just installed a MCP server called Browser Tools. So what it does, it just goes through my logs and checks if the implementation is right or not. I have created this another video on my channel. You can check it out if you want to understand that how to use MCPs. But for now, I will just use it over here. If you're not using a MCP, you can also just prompt cursor whatever you are seeing. But the MCP makes it easier. So it went through the console logs and figured out that one of the files that we needed for running this component was empty. So now it is fixing the code. So now we have the new pricing section, and this looks just like the component that we installed. This looks very much similar to the component that we wanted to include. So now we just want to make the header looks like the header of the section before this. So what I will do is I will just ask it to go through the heading and spacing of the features section and make the heading of the pricing section look the same. So it is done making the changes, and now our pricing section's heading is clean. It matches the heading of how it works section, and this goes really well with the page. I like the hover effect on all of these cards. This is really nice. Let's try clicking on these buttons if these are working fine. So I think there is some error with the buttons. These buttons are not configured. The get started buttons are not configured. This is looking amazing. Finally, we just have to update the about us section. I don't want to get another element. I will just ask cursor to create it matching the aesthetics of the rest of the page. I'm expecting it would do a good job. Can you please update the about us section matching the aesthetics of rest of the page? Make sure you have a placeholder image which I can replace with my image later, and try to match the text and formatting of the features section. So let's also add the home page here so that it knows where the about us section would be. So let's send that. So it is done creating the about us section over here, and this has a good feel. This matches the rest of the website, so this is nice. I would replace this with the picture, and the next step is I want to just add a footer so that this website looks complete. So it is done creating the footer. Let's go through the website once again. So this is the hero section. I really like the hero section. It just feels really premium. I know we would have to increase the quality of the GIF over here, but let's ignore that for a moment. Apart from that, I really like the switching animation over here. Then the pricing section also feels nice, and finally the about us section over here and the footer. And if I compare it with the original page that I had, so this is definitely a very big improvement over the original page that we had. This looks much more premium, something that I would want to actually pay for, rather than this page, which feels like some product that is yet to figure out that what they are building and improve their functionality. This feels like a page for a finished product. Also, if you are looking for a free tutorial through which you can learn how to code using AI, then I have this tutorial on my channel where I cover every detail of creating an app. Check it out. Have a good one. Bye bye.